You should be live.
Hi, everybody.
Hi guys.
This is Lady Outlaws' first live stream. We got
Lady Lunatic,
Lunatic Mom, and
me, Lady A.
then you
And
got Wild One, aka the evil one.
No, you're not evil.
okay, what are we gonna talk about, Ma? Get going, because I love it when you talk. I really do.
Well, like I said, I mean, you guys can start talking about it, and I just go on a rampage with it.
Okay. What I wanted to talk about was like the different cultures and everything, and like people being so judgy, like on if someone can't speak English or whatever, oh they're stupid, No, don't be judging people on if they can, speak a different language. They're not always stupid. They just need time to learn. You know,
Exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
when you came over from Poland, you didn't know English right away, right? You
Nope,
had to
I
learn it.
didn't.
You had to learn
Hey,
it.
Scott. Good morning to you, too.
Hey Scott, good morning.
Albert, good morning, you foot fetish dude.
Hi Albert.
Hey, Lunatic Dad.
Hey Dad. But
Oh,
like
yeah, share it out, y'all.
yeah, shared out. You've got
Hey,
like
Chris. Welcome. Hello, everyone.
I already talked to him.
Yeah, I know. We just got done.
No, exactly. That's the reason I actually, like I said, about the culture. I went to school and I was, I guess, affected firsthand with it
Right,
because from January till June, I actually learned enough to understand and communicate with people.
right,
And then when I started a new year of high school and I was into it maybe 2 weeks or whatever, well, the principal of the school called me a stupid Polak.
right.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah. And
Right.
I walked out of the school, never went back. But
Oh, pardon.
that didn't stop me to learn English, to read,
Yeah,
write, and I do everything for everybody, my whole family.
yeah,
Right.
I do everything. I
Right.
learned all that on my own, which means I wasn't stupid. I just needed a time.
Now,
yeah.
Mom, my question is, when you were over in Poland, how old were you when you came over to the U.S.?
I was 17.
Okay. Now, did was Poland different? I mean, did they have any of that? Like different, like people like. Did anybody come over there from America to go to school? Like, you know what I'm saying?
They come from all countries.
Okay.
They
And
have
All over
universities.
the world, Missy.
and
They
then
all come there to go to like college because apparently like in here, colleges are very expensive. So
mhm,
yeah, when they go to Europe, it is still money, but it's not as much.
right. And was there any of that like negative bull crap like what's over here?
No, nope, never, never. My
Wow.
sister actually, my younger sister, my older sister actually, she worked at like a resort because we lived in close to mountains. So she worked at the resort. So they made her to kind of just learn like a basic English to understand any other countries because it's an international language.
Right.
So she did learn a little bit and everything else, but nobody ever judged nobody about, oh, you don't speak enough or this or that. And everything was going smooth until this day.
Right.
That's why I said I didn't know how to be like judging people, like, like to be different. Like when I went to work and yes, Spanish, like, a gentleman, he started working and he didn't speak English. And everybody was like pushing him and pushing him. And I'm like, what the hell? And yes, he was doing men's job as a, maintenance. So
Hmm.
I'm like, hold on. You people not gonna push this kid around and just make him feel guilty and everything else. He's trying to work for his family, so let me help him. So I called him. I said, "Come here." So he came and he's like, "I don't know, like he didn't speak English." I said, "It's fine." I got the machine that he had to work on. I took the machine and I told him, I said, look, and I pointed out every single thing, how to start the machine, how to do, what to put, what kind of solutions and everything else. And I showed him a couple rows what to do. And I said, now you do it. And he did. After like 1 year, they placed him in a different place and my sister worked there. he ran into her. He learned a little bit, how to say hi and everything else. He ran into her because we really look alike. We could pass by twins. And he hugged her so hard and he said, thank you for giving me a chance because I was able to work for my family. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, you remember how you showed me? Remember how you teach me to do this? And now I have a job. And she's like, no, that wasn't me. That was my sister. And he's like, well, tell her thank you because I have a job because of her. So that's why I said, I don't care who it is. I don't care how. I like to help people because I believe what you put into universe gives it back.
Right. Now, did you want to go into the way they are now at the schools, like what they're trying to teach? And
well, in Poland, when I was there, we had to learn Russian. So I actually had to learn Russian from a 3rd grade on.
Wow.
So yeah. I do know how to speak and read. I forgot a lot, but sometimes I try to remind myself off of it. But now they actually have different languages introduced. And in the school now where I grew up in, when the kids go to kindergarten, they have to know at least 10 words in English to go and know what that means and say it to be able to kind of, they're not going to turn them away if they don't, but they expect that. And then they introduce different languages that they have a choice which language they would like to learn.
Right.
But in here, unfortunately, my kids went to high school and everything else, and even grammar school, they only have Spanish. They don't have any other languages introducing them to.
Right.
How is it that it's only English and Spanish that should be mainly done with it when there is other cultures, other countries that live here, that people come here and they need help?
I believe that they need all kinds of languages, not just French and Spanish. They need to do Chinese because there's a lot of Chinese people.
There is.
Hi, Dina.
Hi,
Good morning.
Good morning.
She's awake.
Yeah. Well, that's why I understand that maybe because like Chicago, it's a mixture of a lot.
Yeah.
So they should provide to have at least 5 different languages to be able to make a choice to learn.
Yeah, Arabic, because I know there's people there's people that are from Arab and shit. And,
yes.
They're like, I ran across people that were like talking in the store and like trying to figure out, where whatever. I'm like, I can't help you. I'm sorry. I don't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, they should be able to put in all different languages that at least to be able to, like, if you go to work, like kids, they do start their first jobs, like McDonald's, like stores or something, Yeah. So sometimes people have a hard time to understanding or pick something to at least understand a simple thing. Hey, where do I find this or something,
Right.
Yeah.
That would be very helpful. And then again, on a choice, do you want to pursue the language and learn more? Then it's your choice. But to introduce other things than just the one thing.
I know, like, I've gotten frustrated, like someone's trying to say something, like when they call, they're trying to say, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. I just want to say, put somebody on that speaks English that I can understand.
Which is, that's why we always make fun of here, like we laugh at home at each other because, and when you call somewhere, like, one of these 1-800 numbers to get in touch with people, something you really need. Why does it say press 1 for English? Where are we at?
Exactly.
We're in America.
We're in America.
So shouldn't it be automatically English?
You're right.
Yeah, I guess.
Exactly.
So that's why it is really funny, but it's just one of those things that I guess everybody is like only When they get to that point, then everybody only jumps on one bandwagon, that it's easy way out, not to put too much effort to it.
You know what I think? A lot of people, like the whole, like America, everybody thinks that, hey, if you're from a different country, you need to come in and you need to learn how to speak. But the thing is, it's not automatically for everybody that they're going to understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
It's going to take time.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
But
is
people-
how long I usually always put this into my kids' mind when they start talking crap. Because I don't know if I'm allowed to say shit, but
Yeah, you are. You're fine. You're fine.
because I automatically tell them, how long did it take you little shitheads to learn how to talk? When the babies are born, yes, from like at least 1 till 3, they have a hard time to talk, right?
Right.
So then they start picking up and picking up and picking up. And even by the time they're 5 years old, they still cannot pronounce certain things. They cannot say this and that. They'll remember whatever. So how you going to make somebody to feel like shit because they have to learn completely language that they've never heard before?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're not going to give them a time. Give them at least a year or something. Give them a chance,
Yeah.
you know, instead
Well,
of automatically judging them.
Mom, I've got a funny story for you, okay?
Okay.
I do agree with that.
2.5 or so, right? And mom is changing him, and he took a poop in his diaper, and she's like, "Oh, Austin, caca." He's laying there, and he's going, "Caca, caca, caca."
Well, that's what I'm saying, like, you know, things like that. Because when I used to work and I was taking my kids to work with me, and yes, I sometimes get out of hand because when you travel 45 miles to work and people, you know, drive like assholes. So I would, I would say, you know, say stuff, and then one of these little hooligans sitting in a back seat repeating that. I'm like, oh shit, I cannot be talking like that. Because one time was staying on the lights, and it turned green, and there was a car in front of me, only one car, and the car is still sitting there, and I'm like, come on, go! What are you waiting for, Christmas? And then the next time, again, we staying on lights, and then Lawrence sitting in the back, he was like about 3 years old, and he looked at it, he's like, what are you waiting for, Christmas? I'm like, oh shit.
That's not a bad word, though. That's actually
I know it's
decent.
not a bad word, but still, I was like, okay, so if he's going to repeat that, and if he's going to remember that, what else does he remember?
Right, exactly. Like
Yeah.
I
Bad
remember
saying it.
being down in Ohio, and my little cousin was about as tall as the door handle. Well, I go, Jordan, your dad's here. He runs the door, and just as he gets the door, or gets to the door, my cousin opens the door, and he goes, "Oh fuck!" Like that. And his dad goes, "What'd you say?" And he goes, "Nothing, Daddy."
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you have to, and then you have to bring the whole thing into the actual real life.
Right.
You have to think about it. What do you do at home, especially around little kids or anything, you know? What do they pick up?
Right.
Then you go in the real world, and then these people are trying to learn, that's how I learn English. I learn English from the street, from the TV, and from the music.
Yep. And
So
it
you know
takes
how many times I was corrected? Oh, that's not how you pronounce it. Many times, even my children, like, you said that wrong. I don't give a rat's ass. You freaking understand my ass, so you better shut your mouth. Because I learned from all of you people that you were born here, went to school here. I learned it from you. So if I'm pronouncing it wrong, that you shitheads don't know how to speak your own language.
I love you, Mom. I love you.
Hey, West Haven.
Hey, Wes. Hey, sweetheart.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, that's why don't put nobody down. Because, yes, sometimes even people have a hard time pronouncing things. Like, how many times, I don't know if you guys ever have heard that kids have a hard time pronouncing R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then what are you gonna do? Beat the crap out of him every time he cannot pronounce it or she cannot pronounce that shit? You cannot do that. You're gonna work with it to repeat it enough to learn how to say it.
Right.
Well, give people a chance. Give people a chance. Because like for example, one of my sisters, she's been here for 35 years now, but she actually only understands more than she's able to speak. So her son helps her with everything. But again, that doesn't make her wrong, because when people say to her, she understands a little bit more than she can express herself back. So then automatically everybody's pointing fingers at her. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you
That's not
freaking
right.
assholes. You don't know her background. Number one, she has a hard time, she has health history and everything else. So she has a hard time already worrying about herself to live as long as she can and everything else. And you're going to judge her because she cannot say something?
Right.
That's wrong.
I agree with you.
Mhm.
Take time with people. That's all it is, you know.
Hmm. It
Patience,
does.
understanding, you know.
I
Like,
think like the approach, if it would be a little bit different, like from
Exactly.
everyone, not just the
It's
teachers or this and that, everyone.
this is what I want to say is it's a lot of them out there have lack of empathy for one another.
right.
Hmm.
That's what's wrong with our society
Okay.
today.
Like,
Yes.
okay, I was working in this one. It's for a school for like mentally retarded people, which it's just that's what it was. And there was a kid there. He didn't have any hearing, couldn't hear. He had autism, right?
Hmm.
And he had scissors on the bus stop one day. And Betty goes, "Let's see, try to get him away from him." I didn't know how to communicate, and I just tapped him on the shoulder, and I'm like, "Scissors, can I have them?" You know,
Right.
he's like, "Woo!" like that, and I'm like, "Holy shit! What the fuck did I do?" He must have understood because he put the scissors away. So,
No, he understood. It's just he kind of probably got a little bit like scared because like, see, what they have to like see you, like kids with autism, they have to see you, and you have to approach them very carefully. That you have to get their attention when you speak,
Yeah,
and that either you have to show them or you have to slowly
Mhm.
one word at a time to tell them, because if you say it too loud too fast, then they feel attacked because all this is sensory overload,
right.
yeah,
But
and
I
they
was
freak out.
like 17, mom, or
Yeah, they
18.
freak out,
You know?
so it's like you don't know. But again, if everybody kind of at school, especially at school, I
Uh-huh.
feel that there is a whole classroom and there is children all kind of different ways and everything else and approaches or whatever how they learn. If the teachers would take at least 10 minutes a day to say, okay, I would want you guys to express yourself, what bothers you when people do this or something. Kids tend to tell you what bothers
Yeah.
them when this and this happens. So then they can learn from each other, and then they can take that into their lives, that hey, if this person is not able to do this or sees this, then I can approach it that way.
yeah,
Right.
Everything is a learning process.
Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
they're at the shop that I was working at with those kids. They turned me into a supervisor today, and I'm telling you, those kids absolutely love me. There was this one girl; she couldn't speak very good, but every time she see me, she'd start shaking her hands like that and jumping up and down. She knew who I was, you know.
She was happy.
She
That's her
knew I
expression.
was. There's not a lot of people that were patient to sit with her and try to get her to do whatever they had to do that
Right,
day.
right.
You know?
Which is that's what I'm saying. There is no patience in here.
Right.
Everybody wants to run, 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 fast, fast, fast.
Yeah,
Hold on
or
a minute.
argue, fight, and cause problems. That,
Yes.
Exactly.
that's what's
Or
wrong
it
with
could have been like,
days. It's
Exactly.
like
or it
evil,
could have been like,
whatever.
Yep. Exactly.
that's like when I used to work at the convenience store. We never used to let anybody in the store, and I had a guy that spoke Spanish. And let me tell you, this went on for 30 minutes trying to guess what he wanted. And he said, honey, you tried. He finally got his phone out and translated it to me. He said what he wanted. And he said, you tried. Here's a $40 tip. You keep the change.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you just need the patient and you just need to understand. And I always try to, like I said, I always tell my kids, and even till this day, every time when I see them get out of hand, I'm like, hey, what did I teach you? you automatically put yourself in that situation on the other side. How would it make you feel if somebody did that to you?
Exactly.
And
Soon
you
as
know,
you answer yourself that, oh no, that's not, that wouldn't be good, that wouldn't be this, that would make me feel like that, then stop doing it, what you're doing. That's it.
and you know, even though they come over from a different country, a lot of them
They do.
they
Yeah.
try to
Yeah.
communicate, but then there's people that like, I'm too busy, I can't deal with this. You know,
Well,
Right. Nobody wants to give a time. Even I notice, like, many times with the older people,
Yeah.
they are a little bit slower and they have their own ways how they do. Like one time I was behind an older lady and she had like the little purse, like a change purse. And she wanted to give this girl, like at the cashier, exact change. And she was taking the money one at a time out of their change thing. And people behind me, because I was like right next to her, but people behind me like, oh my God, how long is it going to take? I wanted to say, okay, hold on, asshole. If you don't want it to wait here, there's a ton more, and you're going to wait longer.
right? Exactly.
Give the poor
I
lady a chance,
I saw videos like that. There's
She's
one old
old.
man, like there's one old man. It was the end of the month. He didn't have any money, okay, and all he had was change.
Mm-hmm.
And the cashier gets pretty snotty with him, and she's like, "Why didn't you just go to the bank?" And he's like, "Man, this is all I have."
Right.
And it's like, bitch, you're doing a service. Hey, you got to be more patient. You're doing a service for people. You're out
Right.
in public. Don't be treating people like that.
exactly.
Exactly. And money is money. But because you are too lazy to count that shit what he gives you, then it's on you,
Right,
not on the person. He's trying to do the right thing because he doesn't want to get nothing free, but you are too lazy to count that shit.
right,
So
exactly.
it's just something like that. I don't know. For whatever reason, like sometimes I feel that everybody needs to learn a patient little bit, understanding.
Or here's
Mm-hmm.
another one, Mom. This one guy goes into the ice cream shop, right? And he's like looking at the board and he says, I really can't read that. My eyes are bad. So could you tell me what kind of shakes you have? And the lady behind the counter's like, that's not my job. Well, then there was a girl behind him, and she says, "Don't worry, sir, I'll help you." And so she comes up, she's reading it, and he's like, "Well, my eyes really aren't bad. It's just that I can't read." And then the lady behind the counter is smarter, and she goes like, "Why can't you read?" You know, and
Exactly.
the
See,
young
that's
girl's
the
like,
attitude.
"Hey, look, sometimes people go through things in their life that
Right.
ha- just happen, and
Yep.
it's not his fault that things happen,
Right. And especially, you don't know what the background was. You don't know what the situation was.
Don't
My father learned how to read and write in army.
really. Wow.
Yep.
Huh.
Because he he said that when he was growing up, his mom passed when he was 6 years old, and he had to go and work and help out people that was a little bit more well to do on a farm. So they
Right,
didn't send him to school. They sent him
Oh
to
wow.
work. So when he went to army, that's when he learned how to read and write.
right.
So you
Wow.
cannot judge people how they are, because if you don't know their background, take the time and think about it. I
Yeah.
don't know what had happened. So how about I just gonna help you? Do the good deed for the day and gonna make you feel better. And I always try to
Exactly.
tell my kids, I said, what you give into universe, be good to somebody. It don't matter how bad somebody is to you, but
Yeah.
you still be good to somebody because the universe gonna give it back.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know how many times, like when I was a supervisor today, people couldn't understand the kids or whatever, and I'm like, you know what, you need to talk to them one on one. You need to try to figure out what they
Right,
want.
right.
Just assume or be like, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's what exactly is.
Like they're people too, whether they can communicate good or not so good. They're still a human being. So,
Yes,
you know,
exactly. And they don't harm nobody. They wanted to do good for themselves or their family. They're not doing nothing wrong. It's just they are not able to fit in like everyone else is.
right,
So
exactly.
don't judge them. Don't judge automatically. Don't be judgmental. Be helpful.
Now I got another thing, though, Mom. Like, okay, we're talking about reading and writing and everything, right? What about the stuff that they're taking away from the kids? Shit that like we learned in school that they don't teach the kids now.
No,
You know,
no.
like the cursive. You know,
Oh my
like
God. I told the kids I'm gonna punish them because I'm gonna write everything in cursive.
well, my kids says they don't teach that no more. And it's like,
Yeah. No, they don't.
huh? What? Oh my God, that's like
But we just needed to just tell the school system to go piss off. We're gonna teach our own kids.
right,
Which
We're
is
done
that's why I said
with the
in our
bullshit.
area, there a lot of families that they are homeschooling the kids and they are striving so good and everything else. They are put in sports, they are doing all the music and everything else,
right,
and they are graduating. One of the kids that I know, their family, she graduated with honor rolls out of homeschooling, and she taught herself because her mother couldn't help her because she was working all the time.
right,
She
Yeah,
taught herself everything in high school, and she taught herself another language too.
right,
So
Wow.
I'm like, if you just need to look at people's potentials, yeah, they might need time and everything else, but that's why they paying you freaking ass money and everything else, because that's why they call it a teacher.
right,
Families cannot put the time away because they have to work to support the family. They sending the kids to school to learn, right?
right.
But unfortunately, these people are like, oh yeah, like you doing a service to somebody. I'm gonna teach your brat something.
Like
Dumbass.
like I was telling you, Mom, I'm legally blind. My kids were at a disadvantage anyway. But I did what I had to do to try to get my kids to learn the alphabet and learn how to read small words. Not, I mean, it wasn't like big sentences or
No,
anything.
because when they go to school, they, you sign them up for kindergarten or whatever preschool and this and that. You try to teach them enough. You try to teach them how to spell their name. You try to teach them what their phone number is. You try to teach them their address. You try to teach them the alphabet and counting to at least 100. But then the rest of it, like, to put all this, it is a school because that's why they put in these teachers and schools, how much money that goes to it. And then when they come home, you still helping your child. Hey, what do you need help with anything? Are you struggling or whatever? Let me help you.
Well, I had to laugh. Like I was telling you, that one teacher called me and was asking me, well, I don't know how much of a teacher she was, but she's like, your kid was going uno, dos, tres, cuatro. What was that? And I'm like, they're counting in Spanish. And they're like, well, how'd they learn that? And I said, by watching Dora.
oh
you
crap.
know? And then they go, they're like a sponge. They want to know
Yeah,
everything. They want to
Yes,
absorb
Hmm.
everything like a sponge. I said, that's because we watch a lot of like scientific shows or whatever.
definitely, definitely.
And they're
Yeah.
like, that's amazing. That's awesome. But then after a while, they kind of grew out of it.
yeah.
No, they kind of get their, I call it, they get their
Well, I want to speak on a matter like what you would like what was talked earlier before we went live.
uh,
It's like this completely to me. Keep the shit out of schools. Leave the kids the fuck alone. Let them
yes,
grow up to be kids.
and teach
Don't
them what is
don't be teaching them all
important.
this dumb radical bullshit.
Yes, don't push shit on somebody that they don't need to be pushed on. If you
Exactly.
want to push on the kids something, teach them actually the things that they can need in their lives when they're gonna be an
Exactly.
adult, to
Teach them
learn to
how
be
to budget a
independent.
checkbook. Teach them how to budget money.
Yes,
Learn history,
that's
science,
it. Teach
math.
them that. Why don't see, like when I was growing up in Poland and we went to school, we actually learned how to like the way that I feel that in here that they do provide a little bit in high school, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, that it's a special classes, whatever, like the how to fix a car, how to be welder, how to do other things. We
Yeah.
learned that in grammar school. I learned how to sew, I learned how to fix things, everything in grammar school. By the time I went to high school, because I went there 1 year, I we were sewing pajamas for like the store that they were selling
Yeah.
it to. So we were selling pajamas for kids. That's what I learned. And I was in first year high school, and I'm like, okay. So when I got here and I started learning in high school, when I went to high school, I started learning about the continents, and I'm like, what the hell are you people teaching these kids? In high school, you're gonna teach them on continents? That should be done at third grade. But
They've
it is
got
what it is.
they've added so much stupid curriculum to
It's
schools.
not right.
Like
No, it's not.
when I was in school, reading, writing, arithmetic, history, science, that kind
Right.
of stuff. Not this whole like transgender shit.
Right. Which is no, they should bring all that stuff that it matters.
Exactly.
That
Exactly. This
matters.
is coming from a trans woman speaking right
Right.
here. Leave the fucking kids alone with that shit.
That's
Don't
it.
don't be teaching them that. If I had kids in school, their ass to be pulled out of fucking school,
Oh yeah.
homeschool. I'd be suing the fuck out of the school system for damaging my children.
Yep.
Well,
Because
we're lucky we don't have kids right now in school.
oh, believe me, I said a million times. I said I'm so glad that they out of school because I would freaking kill
Hmm.
Because when
somebody.
I went to school, they didn't push this shit on any of us.
Nope.
No
None
one
of
told me who I was or any of that. I waited till I was about in my 30s to transition.
it. Which is you learn, like like I try to tell everyone, like you have to learn yourself first before you're gonna let somebody else tell you who you are.
Exactly.
You have to know yourself.
Exactly.
And then these kids are, since they little, they being told, oh no, you like this and you do that, you do this, you do that. Then the kids are questioning themselves, well, maybe
Exactly.
I'm not good enough who I am.
They're fucking the kids' brains up.
Yep.
Okay? They need to leave these kids alone and actually let these kids grow up to be kids and learn. Not
Exactly.
this bullshit crap at all.
No, that's why I feel like they need to start concentrating on the importance of life, how to teach these kids. Like some of these kids that they come out of the high school, even they're like, hey, how do I fill out an application? I'm like, a what? Oh, really? You don't know that? You're gonna get your ass beaten.
Exactly. Exactly.
But how you gonna know anything? When I asked Kyle, because he was like trying to tell me, he's like, oh mom, can you show me how to do this with the bank and everything else? I'm like, why?
And
Well,
how
Because I don't know what to do.
nowadays.
And
and
I'm
like
like, didn't they teach you that at school?
and like how
No.
I was saying, sign the check, and I was like, huh? What's that? What's the signature?
Yeah.
I put my writing down, and Dad's like, no, you sign it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just the simplest thing. And then I'm like, okay, so what are they trying to teach these kids? They trying to keep them down, that the
Right.
Yeah,
society, like when
they're
you go out there,
trying to dumb them down, period.
yes, then when you go out there, everybody's making fun of all these older people or the foreigner people that they don't understand something. Well, our kids don't understand nothing.
Exactly.
Right.
They
So what
don't
are you
need
doing?
this shit. They do not need this shit. I saw a video where they had Satan after school classes. I'm like, what the fuck?
That is crazy.
It is crazy.
And you know how like they're trying to change the history,
Oh, that bothers me.
right? Because it's like, wait a minute, when we were taught all this shit. Like we asked our kid about something, he's like, "What's that?" They didn't teach us anything like that.
Right,
We had to
right.
go through and explain it to him. He's like, "Really?" It's like, Why are they trying to do that? Why are they trying to change America? Why are they trying to change history? Why are they,
Exactly.
oh man.
That's how you learn. You learn from a history so it doesn't repeat itself. But
Right,
if you're going to cut the crap out that nobody knows nothing, of course it's going to happen again.
Exactly.
right.
History will repeat over
Uh-huh.
and over until they learn their mistakes.
Yeah,
These
the same way like they're
are
trying
like the
to,
Civil War monuments. They
yes,
are a reminder to us
stuff
countries
happen. Yes.
not to go that route.
Yeah. It's
That's
just so crazy that I cannot believe that they trying to, and they were tearing down all these statues and everything else. What are you trying to freaking people do? This is a history that people can learn from it, not go and repeat it.
right.
Exactly.
It's like,
Bullshit.
and the thing is, we are on the way to repeating it. We are on the way to repeating it.
Oh yeah, very
It
much.
will. It will. But the only thing that it kind of hurts me sometimes that I feel like when they're talking about it, that the Auschwitz, the Holocaust never happened with the World War II.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, it did.
Where is your
And
where?
it did happen. My grandfather died. My mom grew up without her parents. My
Right.
mom was 15 years old when they took my grandfather and killed him in there.
How can they say nothing will ever happen like that if like people were there to prove it? Like
Exactly.
The whole thing is still there. Before I came here, we went there. Me and my sisters, we wanted to go see when my grandfather died, and the whole thing is still there. Not the whole actual like almost half a town, but most
right.
of the buildings are still there. They are preserved for the history to be shown and everything else.
See, no one's keeping it
Gotta
like
be gone before you know it.
It will be because everybody's trying to say that never happened. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So all these lives that they were lost in there for nothing, for
things
what?
Yeah.
for
For people to think that, oh, I'm better, so we're not going to talk about this.
right. That's bull crap. I'm sorry.
No, it is. It's just ridiculous how people trying to only do what they feel it's wanting for their mind to accept.
Right. Just like
Exactly.
they're trying to change, like um, what was it? I'm trying to remember how it went, but um, they want to wipe out like with not saying Amy or anything, but these other millennial transgender bitches. Okay, they're trying to wipe out like they're saying they can have kids. She knows she can't have kids. She knows that.
Because see, again, they trying to put in their mind that, oh, okay, I can be everything and everything else. Okay, fine, I understand that. Yes, there's adoptions, and yes, you can raise some
Yeah,
child. Yes, you can be, if you can give a love and you can raise this child
absolutely.
properly and anything else, good for you. Then you doing trying to do good, right?
Yeah,
But if
Right.
you're gonna just run your freaking stupid mouth because you think that you know it all, then save it. You dumbass don't know shit.
Well, it's like my
Exactly.
kids. My son, he wants to have a kid. I'm like, really? You want to bring a kid into this world the way it is, though as crazy as it is,
Right.
the shit they're doing in schools and teaching their kids. You want to
Uh-huh.
bring what? No, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I know you want to have a child, but I just don't.
It's just like,
honestly, if I was able to have a child, I would not want to have a child in this type of
right
life
now,
at
yes.
all. At all. No. No, I'd go out in the forest and disappear with my family out in the forest. Fuck sight.
Yeah. Which is,
Exactly.
that's funny. Like my oldest son, he was like, I've been thinking about it that I wanted to go off grid. I'm just going to go and live somewhere out there that I'm going to just make a living because it seems like everything what you're trying to do here, it's one way or another, it's crushed.
Right.
No matter how
Yeah.
hard you work.
Yep.
See?
Exactly.
And then when you're trying to say something, hey, bring in attention, hey, this and this is happening, then automatically you're being shut down again. Oh, stop bitching. What the hell? So what's going on around here? You cannot say nothing. What is it that, if you see something wrong, you say it was wrong. But you cannot say this and that because, again, you're still wrong. So what the hell's going on?
Exactly.
Exactly, Mom. I hate the way this world is.
I I don't approve of half of the stuff that goes on in this world nowadays.
Nope.
And
No.
and and
I
and,
don't
and
either.
You look
but
at
see,
it.
here's one thing.
Right.
You guys may not approve of how I live my life. Everybody's different.
Right.
I go to work, come home, visit my mother, come home, go to the grocery store, come home. I don't go out to have fun. My ass stays in the fucking house because I can't stand people.
Which
Right.
is because you have to be always on alert. You don't know what can
Hmm.
happen because somewhere out there is always for good and wrong reasons, and it seems
Hmm.
like now it's for more wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Right.
You are afraid to
It
even
was
go
like
out
me.
there because you don't know what can happen.
I was
Exactly, mom.
myself away from everybody for a long while. Chris and Mesa, they got scared, worried for me because I was like going down, spiraling out of control with PTSD problems because all the haters and stalkers, the
Yes,
whole 9 yards.
yes, definitely. It's like it's really hard to like you have to kind of like sneak out. Like you have to be like I don't know, like you don't exist. What did it come to that you have to be scared to go out in the world that you're supposed to feel free?
All right.
So that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it is crazy.
You know, Mom, like when I went to school, all I had to worry about was dumbass people calling in bomb threats. That's all I
Right.
had to worry
Hmm.
about. Then you went to school
Yeah.
shootings, right?
Yeah.
Which was the time that my kids were in school.
Yeah.
Then
That's what
now,
happened.
now it's like you have to worry about their stupid radical transgender people trying to
And
get
then
kids
right, but then they attacking those kids or not because they fighting and they trying to how many things that it's like I watched the other day that they killed this freaking ass poor 16-year-old. Leave it be. It's not bothering you, minding your own business. Leave
Leave
it
the
be.
kids alone. Leave the fucking kids alone, people.
Yeah.
right.
And
I, I'm,
then
I'm,
Exactly.
I'm sick of the shit. I'm tired of these motherfucking pedophile fuckers going after
right.
kids.
Yes. And then like I said, and then sometimes it really comes from home too, because like it depends on the family. They might not agree to all this stuff and everything else, and they might not be acceptance of it that it's out there. So then they putting this hatreds into their kids' mind. So those kids go out there and like, oh, you don't belong here, you don't know this, you don't that, and then they killing each other. And I'm like, what the hell's happening? Why
Right.
do you people do that?
Well, that kind of reminds me, like we're talking about LGBTQ, whatever those letters are.
Yeah,
But like, it was during Pride Week, right?
Right,
They wanted this school. Where was it? Massachusetts? I can't remember. But they wanted the kids in the school, to dress in pride colors, right? Well, there was a group of students that were rebelling against it, which I am like so proud of these kids.
right,
They're dressed in red, white, blue. They're dressed in black, and they were shouting, "My pronoun is USA." Oh,
right.
I'm so happy that I'm
No,
like,
and that's what I'm, but like I said, it does come from home, and then the school should have regulations. That's why it's called regulations and laws
yeah.
everywhere. So, yes, you wanted to do stuff and everything else off your home and on your private time and everything else, then do whatever you do. But don't bring that into school to dividing children because then there is going to start chaos and hurting each other and everything else. Why would you do that?
yeah.
Which is that's
Well,
what they bringing it to school and they allowing it because
okay. There was even a kid that wore
Well,
a,
where did mom go?
huh? I don't know. Did she drop out?
Uh-oh.
Uh
Uh
oh.
oh.
Uh-oh.
Did she drop on accident?
Yeah, she dropped it.
Yeah.
She's probably talking damn things just booted her. Um,
Uh oh.
That'll get her.
Houston, we have a problem.
Dad.
Get her, Chris?
I can't.
Why not?
She dropped out of it all.
Can't.
She has to rejoin.
Yeah, she has to rejoin.
Do you know how to bring her up? If she does?
Yeah.
Okay. But we were having such a good thing, damn it!
I don't know why it kicked her out.
That's kind of weird.
Maybe because we were saying shit that people didn't like.
Well, you want a good thing? The
What?
first link that Chris sent me, I couldn't even get in. I even sent him a screenshot. I couldn't get in.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Maybe they
there
don't
you
like
go.
to play the Outlaws
I don't know.
because we're speaking the truth, you know? I don't know.
Froggy! Look, it's clean. It's clean. It's clean.
Ma.
All
You
right.
guys, oh,
I see her.
you see Froggy too.
What?
Froggy's in there.
Hey, Ma.
I don't know. My computer my husband's computer went and disappeared on me.
Ah.
Hi, Froggy.
But I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. Oh, I know. This kid wore a shirt that says there are only two genders, male and female. Guess what? He got suspended.
Right. See?
What the hell? What the fuck?
This is crazy. Like I said, they forcing people only to do what applies to this and that, and
Well,
everybody's
I don't feel like-
constantly offended about everything.
Yeah. It's like this. I can put it this way. If you're transitioning from male to female, then you're fucking female. And vice versa, you know?
Right.
There's
That's
only
it.
two genders.
Yeah. What is your problem? So why is it have to be a big deal out of it instead of okay, fine, you do whatever, then that's it.
And the way I see it, Mom, it's like it's their body. They can do what the hell they want. You know? If they're 18, they can make that decision.
Yeah, let them
That's
grow
right.
up. Let them be
Okay.
children. Let them be children. Let them grow up. And if they want to transition when they're 18 or older
After,
and
yes.
get on these hormone puberty blockers and all this other shit, then they can.
Be supportive, teach them what is it and everything else so they can protect themselves
Exactly.
because there's bad people out there and everything
Yeah.
else. So you have to educate them on it,
Yeah.
not force upon
See,
it.
these meds are irreversible.
Right.
Even the surgery is irreversible.
Exactly.
Right on the
So
corpse.
that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's just so sad that instead of educate them, fine, you want to talk about it, you want to have it in school as a education, which should be a health education.
Yeah.
Bring all the subjects in and explain what can happen, what the goods and bads are. Explain
Yep.
that.
Exactly.
I've seen some videos of like people that did transition when they were younger, like around 15, and they regret it now, and they're like, "Well, there's nothing I can do."
They're
Right.
stuck. They're stuck.
That's it.
It's
Right.
permanent. It's permanent. And
Right.
even I know when I went through my shit, it's permanent. Okay.
Yeah.
I made that decision on my own. No one forced me. No one told me about what I was in school when I went to school. Okay.
Right. Right.
Nobody told me shit.
But right, you grew into it and make a choice that this is what you want it to be, and that's it. So it's just one of those things that, like I said, the education a lot has to do with how they approach. Like I said, they wanted to acceptance and everything else because yes, we live in this century now that everything is whatever it is. But unfortunately, educate those kids, not force upon them.
Exactly. I agree with you, Mom. I agree with you
Educated.
100%.
So they have all the ins and outs first
Yep.
to make a better choice.
Especially the
Instead of just on
health
impulses.
problems that goes along with it.
Yes,
Especially
definitely.
surgeries where you might get staph infection,
Everything.
stitch
Anything.
open.
Mm-hmm.
And
Anything can
It's
happen.
not an 8-hour surgery if it's the full bottom surgery. Because if you don't have the first step, like the ortho lateral, like I had, and all this other shit done, what it takes is 12-hour surgery. Okay,
Definitely.
and,
That's
and
a very hard surgery.
yeah, it is. And you're laying in bed for a good while.
Which is because now the recovery, you can get infections, you can
Yeah,
something happen, blood clots, all this
yes,
happens and
exactly.
everything else. So before anybody's going to push on the kids, hey, yeah, you can do this because this and that, this is good, educate them.
Exactly. Because this shit is life lasting, irreversible changes. And that
Exactly.
and see what they call the W path plan of care for health
Mhm.
for trans people like me. I'm on the last step, it's W, the last final step of my
Mhm.
transition. And it's rough. You have to see a therapist, you have to see a psychologist, you have to have a primary doctor on board to even have them three letters recommendations to go get on hormones from an endocrinologist.
Right,
You have
because
to get,
you have to
yeah,
follow all the medical stuff to
exactly.
be able to be prepared for all your
Yeah,
body change, because you
yeah,
have to deal with that.
yeah.
Um, but see, I don't understand why all these trenders, the trenders are the young transgender people, right? They're trying to change everything about a woman, and it's like how they back in 2015 they changed the word from right male or female. We're just cis, and I'm like, no. If
No,
you're talking about cis, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Because I can't see the word. My idea of cis is you're talking about my sister or my family
okay.
member.
What she's meaning by that word cis, CIS, that means cisgender, born male or female.
Right. And
But
I'm sorry, I just hate that word. I
yeah,
hate
I
that
know
word.
that's how most of them will use that as not as a way to describe, but a way to slander somebody.
Right.
right, which is again, it's a discrimination of a
And it's
person, like,
bitch, I'm cis nothing. I'm an actual woman. I was born a little girl. Like the
right,
shirt I want to make, Mom, it says, my parents created me, their daughter. The
right,
doctor created you a fucking wannabe. Well, I won't use the word the F word, but a
right.
wannabe.
No, it's just something, like, because sometimes when a young girls, like, when we get our period when we're young, and again, that comes from, again, from home, educating your children, either boy or girl, off when they start hitting puberty and everything else. They going through their stuff, changing of their body and everything else. You have to help them to understand what is
Yeah,
happening, how it's happening,
Right.
because then, like in case of a girl, then I've heard many times, like, young girls like, oh, I hate when I get my period, I wish I was a boy. So sometimes that impulse pushes them to that limit. Oh, I rather change like that because I don't have to deal with that. Hold
Right.
on a minute.
Exactly.
You don't understand none of it behind what it can happen, how it can happen, what can affect you, and what it
yeah,
can. You don't know nothing. You just only want to dismiss one thing out of your life. So that's wrong.
Right.
yeah. And it's
Well,
like me from going through hormones. I had to learn what motions were about, like upswings,
Oh,
downs,
yes. Oh,
the
that's.
hot flashes, the
Mhm.
cravings, the whole fucking works.
And
The bloating, cramping.
that's not pleasant.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
For to
that's not
actually go
pleasant.
through the transition process, even live full time. Yeah, it was kind of odd, and freaky for a
and see
while.
what these people, what the trenders don't understand. They say, I'm having a period. No, you're having the symptoms of it.
Exactly.
You're not
Right.
having, the whole
Yeah.
thing and all that. No.
Which is, that's another thing, is degrading a women when when sometimes women are emotional, then automatically,
Yeah,
oh, you are on your period, so that's why you're bitching shit. Hold on a minute. Maybe I have a breakdown. I have nothing have to do with my period. Nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just I'm going through my stuff that I cannot handle it emotionally. So
yeah,
why does it have to be blame on something else?
Right.
exactly.
It's bullshit.
And and then I was watching the one video of Dylan Mulvaney, right? It's like saying, well, I went to and I told my dad, well, I'm gay and I'm lesbian and I'm this and I'm that and whatever, right? And he goes, but I've really got my eye on this girl, and well, he's a guy, but it's a girl, right? And he goes, I got my eye on this girl, and he's like, oh, so you're gonna get her pregnant? And he's like, no, Dad, she's gonna get me pregnant. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? No, honey, you can't have kids.
And you see, like I said again, even to the path plan for transitioning, you have to have a psychological evaluations
Right.
constantly.
Yes, you have to be prepared mentally for all what it's going to
Exactly.
be.
And I've been
Exactly.
through all the steps. And I
Yes.
had to go back all over because I had a
Honestly,
breakdown.
honestly,
Yes.
I'm thinking, okay, are they actually doing the same thing with younger people? You know,
Yeah.
are they giving them the therapy? Because I watched like a lot of people on there, like on YouTube and whatever, they're saying, oh well, I never had to go through therapy. I never had to do this. And I'm
See,
like,
the ones that say they never had to do this went overseas and got it that way, the illegal way. I'm doing it by documentary, step by step, with
oh,
my therapist, my
okay.
doctors, to show the proof. There's proof that what I'm saying is
Right.
who I am, not
Right.
just all it exists.
Yep.
Right.
Because then
Okay,
everything has to be changed on your documents and
yep,
everything.
everything.
And that way, it's like, how you going to be? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to decide, oh, today I'm going to be this and tomorrow I'm going to be that. No, you don't do that.
Exactly.
Well, like when it's a name change in North Carolina, it's harder than hell to get it changed
Yeah,
up there.
yeah.
It's hard.
They make you jump through fucking hoops after hoops after hoops after hoops.
And then there's other places that I know that you can go and in 30 days you can have it all done.
Real quick.
You know?
And that's when you know that they're not paying attention to shit.
Exactly.
They're just trying to get out of the way.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
And I
it's
think
just ridiculous.
ridiculous. Yes, it is.
It is.
Like I said, the only thing it comes down to all the time is educating these young kids and everything
Yeah.
else, because now the century that we're living in, the society that we're living in, they need to be prepared for everything.
Exactly. Learn how to
So
cook clean. If you want to learn how to live off the land, grow your
yeah,
own food, hunting, fishing, trapping. It
uh-huh.
doesn't matter if you're a woman or male.
Or man,
Have
everything has
skills
to
to
be learned
live off
alive.
of.
Yes, you
Right.
have to be taught alive, because
Now,
nobody's gonna be out there for you. Everybody's gonna point fingers. Oh, look at the
Exactly.
dumbass. Don't know nothing. Like, do you want to be that way? No.
No.
You need to know how to be your own person to be able to
It's like
survive
learning self.
and to do everything. Yeah.
It's like learning self protection. You'll have
Yes.
to go buy your gun the right way, legally, paperwork,
That's
know
it.
your age, have somebody there's more experienced than you, knows a little bit more firms, can help show you, explain this, how this
Hmm.
works, which way to go, how you hold it,
Yes.
what you gotta do.
Everything. Like I said, everything has steps by step.
Yeah,
And that seems like to me that the only thing, like when the kids go to school, that they only teaching the basic that you can teach those children at home: read, write, and count.
yeah,
You can do that at home, but they skipping everything, the importance of it.
exactly.
now, Mom, when I was listening to that whole Dylan thing, right? I'm laughing at. I'm like, no, it's not even physically possible. Then I did research on it. They are like in India. They are trying to work on having a uterus transferred into a man
Mhm.
but the doctor says now there are so many things that could go wrong with
Variations.
that surgery, you
Yes.
know. So nothing has been done or proven, good or bad, whatever yet,
Yeah,
because they can't fake, they don't know how to actually do it. Now it's been done from woman to woman,
yeah,
but they can't do it from woman to man.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the thing
It's
is different.
yeah.
It's lacking parts like a parent woman. Me, I'm lacking a few parts you ladies got.
Right. Which
But
is That's what you are born with. Like, how many times that when you hear that a child is born with only one kidney? Okay, fine, you can live with one kidney. But what about other parts or something that
Or
it's
like
lacking?
intersex, or like intersex.
Right. Something like that. And then the child already from birth has to go through hell to be able to function, to live
Yeah,
normal life. So that's all have to be prepared for.
yeah.
Right.
And my mom, she's been there with me all the way.
See,
Yeah.
now
And
I
that's what you need,
always,
somebody to be there all the way,
I
not
have
just halfway.
always had a connection with people like Amy. Like I've adopted other kids that were gay because their families didn't want anything to do with them, and then my heart goes out to them, and it's like that you're still their kid. What the hell are they thinking? What's going on? You know,
Right.
I've
Which
always had
is
a connection.
that's what I'm saying. That's another thing. Like these kids, they are being exposed to things and kind of pushed on.
Yeah,
Then when they do decide to do this, then the family throws them away like a piece of garbage
yeah,
because they don't want to have nothing
Yeah.
to do with it.
yeah,
Yeah,
So were they left? Then they commit suicide, then they do stuff that they should
yeah,
not be doing, then somebody else take advantage of them or even kill
yeah.
them. And then where they at?
Exactly.
So
well,
that's wrong.
Or thrown away in a psych ward.
Yes, and that's completely wrong.
I had this one friend of my son's, and he told me he was gay, and then his mom didn't want anything to do with him. I said, honey, you know what? I'll be your mom, but you know what? You need to go talk to mom. You need to kind of correct that whole situation because your mom
Right.
ain't going to be around, you know, all the time. He
Mhm.
goes, all right, you're probably right. Well, now he's living with his mom, and you know,
Which is sometimes it's a shock to the parents too. But if
right,
you love your children no matter what. So
right,
if then there's a discussion, there's communication, there's some kind of common ground that comes to the play, then everybody can be happy about it.
right,
So that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
What time is
Everything comes around always
Like
to about the education.
53 seconds.
Okay, so we need to cut it.
So would you want this to
You
end right
want it to
here
end where we can.
or keep
Uh,
going?
oh yeah, what time is it? I didn't even look at. Oh
Well,
yeah.
we're above an hour, Hud.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay, well, we can end it today and maybe we can talk about it. What kind of a next topic we can do
All right,
some other time or
all
something.
right,
I
It
have
was really nice talking to you, ladies.
I
all
You
right.
too, Mom.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank
All
you.
right, all right, everybody. For the Lady Outlaws, we all want to say good night or good morning. Peace. What do you got to say? Wait, take Mom.
Bye.
Listen,
thank y'all for coming in. Love and lights, guys.
Nina.
Love and light, guys. Sorry it wasn't much. I'm just like not awake.
All right,
It's
peace.
okay. You
Y'all
just have
take
a
care.
coffee.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.